What do Daniel Ricciardo, Ayrton Senna, Mika Hakkinen and Jackie Stewart all have in common? It relates to a period in their lives that happened before they were known for being a Formula 1 driver. They all won the British Formula 3 Championship on their way up the racing ladder. Now called the GB3 Championship, Formula 3 has been a learning ground for future F1 stars for decades. As the 2023 Championship reaches its final round, there's a title that needs deciding. Callum Voisin, Joseph Loke and Alex Dunn are all locked into a fierce battle to be crowned the champ. In this video, we explore their stories, delve into an intense F3 weekend and have a look at the journey up the ladder. We'll also see if attending an event like this makes a good substitute for Formula 1. A GB3 event happens over a weekend. There's 3 races and 1 qualifying session. As my brother and I head towards Donington Park, the location of the final round, on Saturday we'll witness a 20-minute qualifying session and a 20-minute race in the afternoon. Sunday we'll see a race in the morning and then a reverse grid race in the afternoon that's 25 minutes long. After all these races, the champion will be crowned. But who will it be? There's so much at stake for all 3. Yes, they can still progress with their careers without winning the championship, but winning it provides you with so much more. Winning the championship signals to team managers and sponsors that the driver is not only talented but also capable of handling the competitive nature of high-level racing. A championship win showcases their skills and ability to perform under pressure. Being a GB3 champion will also give the driver increased visibility and exposure, which in turn will help the driver attract new sponsors for the next step of their career. Now you're probably wondering who these drivers are. Joseph Loke from Macclesfield in England, he lists Ayrton Senna as his racing hero and is partial to a KFC as a cheat meal. This is his first season in GB3.
If I was to come away with the championship in my first year as well, it would just be such a big thing for not just myself but my family as well. You know, it would just be a massive achievement just to be able to win the championship, and yeah, it would just be the most amazing day of my life. I think Sunday would be.
Alex Dunn from Ireland. He's also in his first year in GB3. Last season he destroyed the field in British Formula 4, picking up 11 wins on the way to the title. Winning the GB3 Championship in his first season would easily put his name on the map.
To win 2 championships back-to-back, F4 and now GB3, I think it would be pretty special. Yeah, you know, obviously moving forward, winning as many championships as you can is the best possible way to make the next steps. So hopefully I can do it.
He started the season slow, but is having a strong finish. Callum Voisin, a Brit born in Switzerland, comes into the weekend as a championship leader. He's also the only driver out of the 3 who's in his second season in GB3, and in fact his second season in single-seaters. With it being Voisin's second season, he has added pressure of having to win the title, especially as it's part of their plan.
It's been a 2-year project for us, and you know, I think if we could finish it off in style, it would be a dream come true for sure.
Qualifying. In typical British weather, qualifying was held in the wet. It's only 20 minutes, but it's quite important. Not only does it sort the grid for the first race, but each driver's second fastest time will then set the grid for the second race. It's cold, it's wet, and you've got to nail 2 fast laps. No pressure then. Will Voisin buckle under the pressure, or will he manage to pull something special out of the bag? The rain staying consistent, so it's a wet session throughout. 20 minutes of putting the lap times in. No chance to change the slicks. Voisin's first lap time was 1 minute 43. By the end of the session, Voisin will be 11 seconds quicker. Both his fastest and second fastest times are good enough for pole in both races. Dunn qualifies 3rd for race 1 and 2nd for race 2, within striking distance of Voisin. Unfortunately, Loke didn't qualify as well. He's starting 8th and 9th, a huge blow for his championship chances. As my brother and I try and stay dry as we wait for the first race of the weekend, now's a good time to see how GB3 fits into the career ladder. In the old days, British Formula 3 was right up there. Ayrton Senna and Martin Brundle finished 1st and 2nd in the 1983 championship. A year later, they were both in Formula 1. It really was a respectful championship to be in, with so many drivers coming from abroad to race here. Rubens Barrichello, Takuma Sato, to name a couple. It continued doing well until around 2012. By then the GP3 series was launched, which supported Formula 1 around the European rounds, and the FIA European F3 series was around as well, supporting DTM and WEC. Those 2 became the main championships to be in. They then merged in 2019. 2 years later, the FIA forced British Formula 3 to change its name. The championship had been using a different chassis since 2016, the Tatus, which is basically a Formula 4 car with extra power to put it on F3 level. GB3 now positions itself as a feeder series to FIA F3. The thinking is you start your single-seater career in either GB4 or British Formula 4, You progress to GB3, then it's on to FIA Formula 3, Formula 2, and then it's a Formula 1 contract straight after that. A path that 2021 GB3 champion Zach O'Sullivan is currently taking. After winning the title, he moved up to FIA Formula 3, finishing second this year, with plans to move up to F2 next season. He also had a respectable FP1 outing with Williams. Back to Donington. After my brother and I had a good drenching, we were rewarded with a slightly dry viewing of the next GB3 track action. Wet tyres were still needed, but it was a lot drier than when qualifying was ran in the morning. We decided to watch the race from McLean's corner, the corner that Ayrton Senna overtook Damon Hill on the first lap of that legendary 1993 race. The championship couldn't be decided in this race, but it could definitely be lost for a few, and with Voisin on pole, he could put one hand on the trophy.
What are we going to get with our drivers on the grid today as we prepare for our Saturday race in GB3? The lights are on and we are underway at Donington Park. Great start there from Callum Voisin, who pulls comfortably clear of Matthew Rees on the race up towards the first corner. Look at Alex Dunn darting down the inside, trying to find his way past Matthew Rees, who's defending quite hard for the first corner.
Great start from Cam though, exactly what he needed to do. And now he's just got to not look in his mirrors and just put in the lap times.
Conditions as they head their way down back under racing into that final sector. Once again, look at that restart from Callum Voisin. That is absolutely perfect. Matthew Rees there behind, feeling the pressure from Alex Dunn, who surely knows he has to do something immediately. He's got to get after Callum Voisin. He cannot let him run down the road. Slightly subdued on the safety car, but Callum Voisin will take his second victory of 2023 and march on. I would say that this is 3 fingers on the trophy.
Get another race win tomorrow, and that's pretty much it.
Well, yeah, as you said, yeah. Let's see what happens tomorrow, but you know, for sure, a double pole and a win is a good day at the office. So, yeah.
And with that, it was the end of the first day's action. Fortunately, the weather for the next day was a lot more positive with the sun coming out. GB3 is a co-headline with the British GT Championship, which meant there was a few sports cars on show. Unlike Formula 1, there's an open paddock for everyone in attendance to have a look around at the teams, the garages and the drivers. The price is a lot cheaper than F1. Yes, I get there's no big star drivers and the cars won't be travelling as fast as Formula 1 cars, but it's still a good day out for a reasonable price. For £25 you get 2 GB3 races, a 2-hour British GT race, with GB4 and Ginettas also making it a full day's event. We all know how expensive Formula 1 tickets are, so I won't even go there. I paid £42 for my ticket. Not only did it include attending both days, it also included a grid walk on the British GT grid, which was pretty cool. Getting up close to all the cars and drivers moments before the start of the race. Having my feet on the same starting grid that Senna, Schumacher and Prost were on 30 years ago. On that day's grid walk, Princess Diana was present. No one nearly as famous was present today, but it was still pretty cool. Hopefully Formula 1 returns to Donington one day, and who knows, maybe one of the GB3 will be F1 by then. Talking of the GB3, there's a title to be won. Hours before this grid walk, race 2 is about to start. Callum Voisin's on pole, Alex Dunn second. If Dunn wants to win this, he really needs to make sure he finishes ahead of Voisin to give himself a better chance in the last race of the season.
To get this race underway, will it be Callum Voisin? Will it be Alex Dunn? Is the championship going to be decided in this race? The lights come on, 13 laps onto the clock. Callum Voisin will start from pole position, and we are underway. It is a better start from Callum Voisin though than Alex Dunn, but he has managed to keep close as they race their way down towards the first corner. Plenty of 2 and 3 ones. I think once again Noah Pigs gone wide. Big lock up though for Callum Voisin going into the first corner. Is he going to run out wide? The answer is no. Voisin holds the whole shot. It would not be done. We would need the third race to decide this championship. If anything happens to Dunn, if maybe Max Etterson brings his way back into this, that could sort the title. But But for us, kind of on the edge of our seat, we're kind of like, ooh, actually, do you know what? If Alex Dunn can get past Callum Boyes, then maybe we've got a bit of a fight on here. That is Alex Dunn is going to leave absolutely nothing on the table in his pursuit of his 5th victory of his campaign. Look at how much Alex Dunn is committed through that chicane. These two, both of them, are fully committed because Alex Dunn...
Lock up, big lock up.
Oh, he is a big lock-up. That has opened the door for Alex Dunn to work his way through. Callum Boyes, though, still able to hang on to the race lead. This is going to come down to the final corner. Alex Dunn switching it back, coming down the inside. He's going to try and commit for it. There's going to be a little bit of contact between the pair of them. Alex Dunn has head up to the front of the field. Callum Boyes drops down to second. He's doing a fantastic job. So Alex Dunn then, for the 5th time in 2023, will bring his high-tech Pulsate car over the line first, but it's the first time he's done it in the United Kingdom. Callum Boyes will come across the line in second place. Championship to deal with. There is Alex Dunn out of the car, handshake between himself and Callum Boyes. I think that's rightfully so. That is exactly what we like to see, the camaraderie, the respect between them.
Look, you've given yourself every chance and it will go down to that final race. Talk me through the move though that got you past Callum.
Yeah, I think Callum made a mistake and made a lock up, and there was a really small gap going into the last corner and I just put my car there. I think I knew that I had to try, and if Callum won the race, it was pretty much, there was no chance of me winning it in the last race, so I had to try and I did, and I'm glad it paid off.
With a few hours until the title deciding final race of the season, everyone was entertained with the British GT race. GT racing is a good secondary option for drivers who don't quite make it to Formula 1. There's usually manufacturer involvement, which means there's paid drives available. Currently, the GB3 drivers have to bring a budget for their seasons. Sometimes we overlook and forget the eye-watering budgets these drivers have to bring to the table. After a karting career that would have set them back a fair amount, you have to take your first step onto the single-seater ladder, which will either cost you around £300,000 for a season in British Formula 4, a championship which offers super license points, or you could go with the budget-friendly GB4 championship, which is between £120,000 to £150,000 per season. But that championship doesn't offer you super license points. You collect super license points along the way up the ladder. A driver will need 40 of them to be allowed to race in Formula 1. After F4 or GB4, a season in GB3 will be around £300,000 to £400,000, which is still pretty reasonable compared to F4. Next up though is the FIA Formula 3 championship. So that started at £700,000 to £1.3 million, depending on the team that you go with. Obviously, the best teams will require you to bring a larger budget. If you're successful there and progress to Formula 2, then you're going to need to bring between 2 to 3 million euros. So yes, if you choose motorsport as your career, expect to spend a lot more money than if you decided to be a footballer or basketball player. But like I mentioned before, winning championships along the way greatly helps a driver get sponsorship. Both Callum Boyes and Alex Dunn know this, and it all comes down to this last race. The championship's on the line, and pretty much their future progress is also on the line if you consider the teams and the budgets they will be able to have next year.
And of course, with the win, they take the championship at the same time as well. So we've got Nick Forrest from Intelligent Money.
90 to Suter Arau, 20 is Alex Dunn looking for the title. He's got a lot of work to do. Matthew Rees and Callum Boyes starting down in 22nd position. And we are racing for the final time in GB3. Gerard Shea with an unbelievable start. He gets down the inside in his hill speed, and it could be hill speed winning the last race of the season for 2 consecutive years. It's Gerard Shea down the inside as we head through Redgate, now racing down towards the Craner curves. But what's happened in the background? At the moment, things seem clean. Callum Boyes come up a few positions. He's trying to work his way up the order cleanly. Let's take a look at the replay then. So straight over the curve, and you can kind of see, because after an unbelievable season, after an extreme title fight, Callum Boyes is your GB3 champion. He's won it in 2023. He came back for his second season and showed exactly what he is about. This kid is on a big journey. Keep an eye on him.
Amazing. Look at that.
Honestly, I can't put it into words. You know, it was a really stressful race. Obviously, loads of safety cars, quite a lot of carnage. But no, I'm so happy to come back and to win, especially after what happened this morning. Not my finest performance, but we came back fighting, and we did exactly what we needed to do. So no, I'm yeah, pretty excited right now.
We can now welcome our GB3 2023 champion. That goes the way of Callum
And with that, we have our 2023 GB3 champion. Congratulations to Callum Voisin, a great consistent season. It'll be interesting to follow his career and see how far he manages to go. It's always that little bit more special if you support a driver all the way up to Formula 1. With every winner though, there's always someone that finishes second. As disappointed as Alex Dunn looks, he should be proud with his season, winning the most races and never giving up until the final lap. I highly recommend that if you haven't been to a GB3 event or something similar that's local to you, that you do attend. It's not Formula 1, but it's still a fun day out, and the future stars will indirectly benefit. The more people that attend and the more followers these drivers have on social media, that slightly bit easier it is for them to get sponsorship budgets each year.